Numbers don't lie. 3.3 viewership on Raw, 1.26 million viewership on SmackDown. While Roman Reigns is carrying WWE to the top, Cody is pushing it down. Well, that is definitely a spicy post, people, but is it true? Let's talk about it in this latest Reddit video. It's been a while, over 2 weeks with no Reddit videos. But I saw my Maniacs getting thirsty. I saw my Maniacs, the loyal supporters of the Great Ones channel, struggling, begging for a brand new video. Okay, so let's talk about it, people. Let's talk about it. You know what to do. You gotta click, punch that like button for Coco Jumbo gains. You know the story. But people, is it true? Yes, on paper it seems pretty obvious. Roman Reigns is on Raw, better ratings. Cody's on SmackDown, the ratings aren't that good. But the problem is SmackDown sucks in the first place. You know, SmackDown is not that good of a show. I'm making reviews. If I didn't have to make reviews, I probably would watch highlights on YouTube. But let's say it's all about the champions, right? What people need to realize, Roman Reigns just became a world heavyweight champion. It's fresh. It's new. He's facing Jacob. Cody's been a champion for a very long time. Let's not even talk about the Drew McIntyre situation that happened for a cup of coffee. I'm out of breath. Cody's been a champion. Everybody knows the story. And also, he doesn't even have a rivalry right now. Where the hell is Randy Orton? So yes, right now, Roman Reigns as a champion is a lot more important. And historically speaking, sure, Roman Reigns pushed WWE to the top back a few years ago, right? And obviously, I prefer Roman Reigns as a champion right now, even if I would have to choose like Roman Reigns or Cody Rhodes as a champion in today's WWE. I would probably say Roman Reigns, honestly. Even though we know it's not gonna last long. He's probably losing that championship at SummerSlam. It's a compelling story, it's a compelling case, but it's not 100% legit. Even TKO thinks Ricky Saints is a dumb name. The screenshot was taken 3 hours ago. I don't know if they fixed the post or not yet though. So, yeah, it basically says, don't get too cocky, Ricky Starks. Alright, Ricky Starks, you have our attention. That's what's so hilarious about it. They made the mistake once. Don't get too cocky, Ricky Starks. Oopsie. They even have this emoji. You know, oopsie. Alright. Ricky Starks. Yeah, what a mistake, what a mistake. I mean, at the end of the day, the name is very similar. Did you guys like that debut, by the way? I'm so 50-50 on it because it works. He's challenging the WWE champion. They already have history in AEW. I get that. But I also feel like I was expecting just a little bit more, and I can't explain. Because we've seen this before, and people have also noticed so much AEW talent right now are in the WWE, especially on SmackDown, right? It's so crazy. You know, people, I need to check if they actually fixed that. I mean, they did. Now, I'm questioning whether it was Ricky Starks in the first place. Some of you are lying to me. At this point, Randy is selling the punt for Cody. Kayfabe-wise, Randy punted Cody so hard that he is taking weeks off for his leg to recover. Still can't believe this guy no-sold the punt. Yes, that is absolutely crazy. Something I complained about for such a long time. I get the idea. Cody has a very beautiful eye right now. No makeup required. It's absolutely wonderful. Looks like a character from Mortal Kombat, right? Looks really good. So he wanted to showcase that. But I still believe it's absolutely stupid, the idea that Randy Orton didn't use the punt kick for years, right? The last time he actually successfully punted somebody was back in this Drew McIntyre story. No, actually Edge's story when he was punt kicking Christian, Ric Flair, all of these legends, right? So he brings it back. He teased it before. Oh, he teased Coco Jumbo, tickle, but doesn't do it. You know, tickle, nah, we ain't doing that. He finally does it, right? And it means absolutely nothing. If WWE are going to revisit the storyline, at least I wish, I really do, that Randy Orton comes back, punt kicks Cody, and then we continue with the story, because we got the punt kick at WrestleMania 42, and it's one of the most hated matches of the year because of the whole chicanery that happened. Randy Orton celebrates, right? Randy Orton celebrates. I'm a champion. I should have won this match. Cody, he shouldn't be a champion. He's kind of stupid, right? Cody's stupid. I celebrate with the championship. I'm a real champion. Where is Randy Orton? What was the point of this ending? Hopefully it's gonna get answered, but I honestly have no idea at this point. I can never catch a break, brother. Baby, the therapist right after your card declines. Oh, I know where this is going, brother. One of my favorite rivalries, one of my favorite memes, as you might say.
Your father was an alcoholic who let you down every step of the way when you were...
He was not holding it back. He was not holding it back. I've actually seen a better version of this meme where basically it has like the right bits, right? Your father is an alcoholic. Your sister is a drug addict. And this was such a good story. This was such a good story. The only issue was it was quite predictable that Chris Jericho is not winning the WWE Championship. But man, I was so into wrestling back then. It just came back to Lithuania too. So I would watch the English version and then I would watch the Lithuanian version on Fridays. I would watch it because of how stupid the translation used to be. They called the skull-crushing finale meat grinder move or something like that. If you would translate it word by word, it was absolutely hilarious. What went wrong with the Wyatt 6? Actually, this one has two answers. First of all, they got stuck. They got stuck in the same rivalry for years. Ever since they debuted, it seems like, well, ever since they moved to SmackDown, the only story we got, and I think that's legitimate, that's not even an exaggeration, it was them versus MFTs. We got a couple of cool moments, sure, we got the match, but by the time we got the match, like the gigantic 59 women, men, and everybody, animals involved kind of match, it was already a bit too late. It didn't happen on a PLE, so nobody really cared anymore. And then it just continued. It seemed like the story is over, right? And then for weeks and weeks, they were fighting over a lantern. But it seems cool, right? Fighting over something that meant so much to Bray Wyatt, I guess, right? It's kind of like a tribute to Bray Wyatt, this entire thing. And still, it had no emotional attachments to it. I can't even explain, but it didn't feel it should have. Now, I don't know if it's tasteless or not, but they didn't even mention Bray that much, in my opinion. I think so. Maybe I forgot. So it didn't even have this emotional investment from the fans, from them. It all just kinda sucked anyway, let's be honest. I wanted them to succeed, but none of it was good, and mostly because of the WWE. But there's another reason. I've heard that WWE don't necessarily want these characters, dark characters in general. I've even heard that's the reason why The Undertaker is not The Undertaker anymore. He's the American Badass. I'm not so sure about it. I'm pretty sure Undertaker, since he already broke kayfabe and he's no longer in character, just probably wanted to be himself. But this was the report, and that's why we got, them released. We got Aleister Black released. I'm always 50-50 on these kind of characters, but I do like the variety, man. I do like the variety. I like wrestlers like Undertaker, Kane, Bray Wyatt. I think you can overdo it to a point, but I also believe it could be a bit of a problem if every wrestler right now is just going to be wrestler. And it may sound hypocritical because I keep telling you how I appreciate wrestlers like CM Punk and Kevin Owens who are real. You believe them. It's like they're not even in character. But at the same time, I do like the variety. You see a wrestler with a weird-ass gimmick, dark, and you're like, well, this is gonna be a bit of a different match. If we put CM Punk into it, I wonder how is it going to look. Current planned King of the Ring finals is, source trust me bro, Braun Breaker versus Obafemi. Well, I don't see WWE doing that match for a very long time. When it comes to all of the talent in the WWE, out of the new guys especially, this is a bit of a dream match. In the future you could see Braun Breaker being a WWE champion, Oba being the world champion, or the other way around, it doesn't matter. They're still protected, they're still strong. Oba didn't lose yet. Braun Breaker is somebody who's protected by the WWE. If he's going to lose that match, there will be shenanigans. I don't see them booking this match until Mania. Not even next year's. This is a WrestleMania match. This is a WWE Championship match. Once they get more established, I don't see WWE just putting that match at Night of Champions for shits and giggles. But as I say this, people, I always go back to the same thought. It's professional wrestling. Shenanigans will happen. Oh, but Femi got distracted by Bronson Reed. Paul Heyman is pulling out his wee-wee.
Oh, but Femi, this is something you've never seen before, a penguin cock.
He gets distracted. He gets distracted, people. And, Braun Breaker wins. So in wrestling, you can always protect people. I don't see this match happening yet. Not anytime soon, but obviously one of my dream matches right now that you told me. Come on, TKO. Just saw someone say when Roman Reigns retires, he's going to leave his wieners and Usos in the ring. Sounds like a possibility. Sounds like a plan. Sounds very, very realistic. Just removes his wiener, like wiener sounds like pee-pee to me. Wiener. we I say we do something even better, you know? He's like, referee, come on, referee. A bunch of dog food. A bunch of dog food. He pulls out a spoon, maybe a brush, and on the canvas, he writes, with dog food, woof woof, this is not my yard anymore. Didn't want to make you cry. Didn't want to make you cry, but dog food needs to be involved. It was two segments actually. We got two. Don't you forget. And such a big part of his career for whatever reason. Make him straight edge again. We want heel Punk, not pander to the crowd. PG Punk. WWE is reportedly considering moving CM Punk to SmackDown somewhere during the summer after USA Network demanded major presence besides Cody and Randy Orton. There's also creative plans to involve CM Punk in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match in some capacity. First of all, how do we feel about it? How do we feel about main eventers winning Money in the Bank contract? Sometimes it works. It makes sense. For example, when Randy Orton won the red one, the red Money in the Bank briefcase, I kind of hated it at the time, but at the same time, we got a really good moment. Daniel Bryan wins the championship, Triple H and Randy turn heel. I think that was pretty good. This is good news for the most part. I see this over and over again though. People are claiming CM Punk is PG, but he kind of proved during that TKO shenanigan bullshit that even as a babyface, he can cut legitimately good wrestling promos and still be that CM Punk from 2011. So him being a babyface is not necessarily a problem, although I agree, CM Punk turning heel on Cody, it would be absolutely amazing. You know, I say WrestleMania because we keep getting the same thing. Somebody turns on Cody. I don't want to wait that long, especially with WWE being this kind of cold, you know, lately. Let's be honest. I think this match should happen at SummerSlam, and seems like this is the plan if the rumors are correct. Now, Punk winning the Money in the Bank kinda works for the story. He could turn heel by cashing in a way. But for a character like CM Punk, man, I don't know. Should it be that simple? Should it really be that simple? The open challenge crap needs to stop. It's an excuse for Triple H not to write any story. So this is kinda true in a way. I appreciate open challenges. I think they're really good, especially when it comes to WWE titles, and maybe only when it comes to WWE titles. I mean, looking back, you could say Goldberg, I think he had an open challenge, right? That's how he got the streak. The problem is, when it comes to, look, when it's for the championship, it doesn't really matter as much who's, answering the challenge, because it's a championship match. So at the end of the day, it works for the challengers. Most of the time, for whatever reason, it's a good match. Maybe it's because it's a championship match and people are excited. It makes the championship more prestigious because it keeps getting defended. The champion into a better champion because he's a fighting champion. So when it comes to championship open challenges, I love them. I guess the biggest problem with somebody like Oba is that, what does that actually mean? Wrestlers who are going to answer these challenges are lower mid-carders, maybe mid-carders, and again, I talked about it before, you could make it work, have somebody like Sheamus, Chad Gable, some legit talent, right? I'm talking about the storylines, I'm not saying any other talent ain't legit, but Oba versus Sheamus. We know Sheamus is going to lose, obviously, but if he shows some offense, it's good for Sheamus. Same goes for Chad Gable, and we get some legitimately good, almost dream-level matches, and not just him squashing almost jobbers, because we kinda get it at this point. Oba Femi is strong. That's been established. He beat Brock Lesnar. I would love to see a story. Obviously, that would be my choice, but at least give us good matches. Him beating up jobbers, lower mid-carders, it says absolutely nothing. He's already established. But people, that's all I got for you today. Reddit videos are back, so make sure to post. Wild takes, hot-ass takes, it doesn't matter. Everything. Kennedy. Whatever it takes. The Great One, peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.